Ilana and welcome back to my channel. So for this video, I'm going to be showing you some of the 5 best hikes you can do in the Bay Area. If you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. I post content about what it's like to navigate life and dating in San Francisco. So if you are moving to the Bay Area, you live in the Bay Area, or you're single navigating the dating world, whatever the case may be, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into some hikes. Our first stop is the Mount Sutra Forest near UC Parnassus campus in San Francisco. This is a great, simple hike to do in San Francisco specifically. There are tons of trails that you can choose from. So I'm currently on the historic trail. I personally think this is my favorite trail of all the paths in the forest. But some other popular ones are the Edgewood Trail, the Ferry Gate Trail, the Historic Trail, and then the Northridge Trail. So those are some of the most common ones that you can do, but you can certainly choose whatever kind of trail you want to go to. So this trail is not too far from a couple of cute areas such as Inner Sunset and Coal Valley. So if you wanted to get a nice little post-hike beer or a meal, there are so many great places that you can go ahead and do that. So be sure to check out Sutra Forest as there are so many great options for a quick and easy hike. Also, this is a great place to just check out the nature, but be careful because it's a very rocky path and you don't want to trip over the rocks. So make sure you look down from time to time so you know where you're going and that you're not gonna fall. So I am all hot and sweaty and completely tired because I just completed the Skyline, Volcanic, and Round Loop Trail at the Sibley Volcano Regional Park out in Oakland. So, oh my God, there's so many bugs. This is a really cool and I feel like underrated spot, especially for the East Bay. So with this hike, it's in an old volcanic area where you can find horseback riding, random cows grazing, and a lot of great hikes and trails all throughout the park. I personally recommend the one that I just mentioned, but I will warn you that this hike is incredibly intense. I started off at Quarry Road and then went up to the Volcanic Trail, went down the Round Loop Trail, and then through the Skyline Trail, which was so much better because you were out of the heat and in a shady forest. But I gotta warn you, with the Skyline Trail, the walkway is pretty uneven, so it's really easy to trip and fall. So do be sure you're super aware of where you're going and looking down so you don't trip. The parking here is completely free. The hike will probably take you about an hour and a half to complete. That's how long it took me to complete. But it just depends on how fast you walk, I suppose. And the trail is probably, I want to say it was about 3 miles, maybe more. I'll put the real length on the screen below so you get the real idea because I'm just estimating here. In terms of the volcano part of this park, it's an old eroded volcano made up of lava that erupted about 10 million years ago. So I'm pretty sure that this volcano is now inactive. But it's really cool to be able to hike around it and just kind of see all of the remnants that it's left behind. If you want a really intense and challenging hike, this is the hike to do it because I am absolutely winded, hot, and tired, and I am ready to hop in the shower. But this is a really awesome spot that I highly recommend that you check out. Okay, so right now we are at the Tennessee Valley Trail in Mill Valley. It is really quick and easy to get to from the city. You just cross the Golden Gate Bridge and you're pretty much there. Okay, well, maybe like 10 minutes after you cross the bridge. But anyway, this is a really quick and easy hike. It is mostly flat and it takes you to a really beautiful beach. Round trip, the trail is 3.4 miles. So it's 1.7 miles to get to the beach and then another 1.7 miles to get back to the parking lot. There are 2 bathrooms in case you need to go to the bathroom, and the parking is free, which is what I really like about this spot. It's a really beautiful trail. It's super easy and super quick. It'll probably take you about an hour to do at most. So if you are looking for something easy to do and you want a quick getaway trip or a half-day trip out of the city, this is a great hiking place to go to. And it's not too crowded. You'll see a lot of people here, but you won't get nearly as many people as you would compared to Muir Woods. So I really recommend that you come check out the Tennessee Valley Trail today. This hike is at Point Reyes National Seashore. It is about an hour-and-a-half drive from San Francisco and located in the North Bay. The specific trail is the South Beach Trail overlooking Drake's Bay. This is definitely a bit of a risky trail because it's very high up on a cliff and it's a bit long and pretty intense. There are also other trails at Point Reyes that will take you to the lighthouse, but unfortunately due to the fires, the roads and trails to get there are closed. So the trails currently are limited, but this one is open. However, walking along this path will get you beautiful views of the water, plus the parking is free and there are lots of public restrooms. So I'm at the Half Moon Bay State Park and I'm going to be taking you on the Coastal Trail. It's a very easy trail. It's 3.5 miles long and it is completely flat. So this is the easiest trail of this video, and I chose this trail just because it is, again, super easy and it's a really relaxing trail. You could even just consider this to be more of a brisk walk than a hike, but you have such a stunning view of the Pacific Ocean and the beach alongside of the trail, which is so beautiful. You can even walk down to the beach because this also is the entrance to the beach park as well. It does cost $10 to get in, but it's simply to cover parking. So this is the one hike that will cost you a little bit extra in terms to do the hike itself, but I think it's totally worth it for the $10 in terms of parking. And it's a really easy thing to do if you have about 1 to 2 hours of your day. I highly recommend you head down to Half Moon Bay and check this trail out. So I am back in my room. I am all hiked out. This has been so exhausting to film, but I wanted to share a couple of honorable mentions that didn't make it into this video because I simply didn't have the bandwidth to do these hikes, but I also recommend that you check these places out as well. One really good but intense and incredibly difficult hike is at Mount Diablo State Park. Mount Diablo is in the East Bay, in between Walnut Creek, Danville, Clayton, those small cities in the East Bay. They have some of the most intense and challenging trails. There are some trails that range from 7 to 13 miles and it's one big loop. I definitely don't recommend doing Mount Diablo if you are a beginner when it comes to hiking. So if you have a little bit more experience with hiking and you really want something super challenging with great views, then you will really like Mount Diablo. I believe it is $6 to park there, so just keep that in mind that there is paid parking for this hike. It is worth checking out and exploring, especially if you want to do something that's incredibly intense. The next good hiking trail that you can go to, however, this one does cost money and it is the most expensive hike trail to go to, and also one of the more common ones is Muir Woods. Muir Woods is located in Mill Valley, basically 20 minutes outside of the city, and when you cross the bridge, you're super close to it. So it's not too terrible to get to from the city, but Muir Woods is $8 for reserved parking. You do have to make a reservation in order to go to Muir Woods solely for the purpose of parking. So make sure you plan ahead with that one. Then it's another $15 on top of your parking just to enter the National State Park. So again, this is very expensive, and that was one reason as to why I didn't include it as one of the main hikes, just because I'm trying to show you free and cheap things to do on this channel. But I highly do recommend you check out Muir Woods. It's totally worth the money and it's very, very beautiful. But if you don't have the budget for this hike, then maybe wait another time to do it. But I know that I just couldn't do a Bay Area hike video without including Muir Woods. So definitely check out Muir Woods when you have the 23 bucks to spare and enjoy yourself. Do keep in mind that Muir Woods is very touristy, very high traffic area, so if you don't really want to be hiking with a bunch of other people taking up your space, then maybe you won't like Muir Woods, but it is very pretty. I still think it's worth checking out and exploring. And the last hike that I wanted to mention is super small and pretty common within San Francisco, and that is Land's End. Land's End is beautiful. You get incredible views of the Golden Gate Bridge, you get beautiful views of the cliff house and the water, so it's really worth checking out. There is a cute little rock labyrinth all the way down by the water. Hi, sweetie. It's about a 20-minute hike down to get to that. And I think that is the hike that's worth exploring in Land's End, is seeing that labyrinth by the waterfront and snapping pictures with that. 10 out of 10 you recommend doing that. So if you were in the Bay Area, which hike would you want to do? Comment down below and let me know. And also, if I missed out on your favorite hike in the Bay Area, share it down below so other people can check out, and I will check it out as well because I'm all about exploring new things in the Bay Area. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!